How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the Garage Talk with RONIN 47R. Sit back, relax, check out some random thoughts and discussions going on. But before we get into all that, check out what happened just the other day. I'm gonna get proxied.
Are you spotted yet?
Nope.
Oh, kaboom.
Oh! How rad was that? All right, you're welcome. Hope that guy enjoyed that. All right, let's do this thing. How's it going, everybody, and welcome to a Garage Talk. This is something I promised you guys. A lot of people have been asking to take a sneak peek into the garage for a couple of reasons. You know, just seeing what tanks I have and that sort of thing. Sometimes people ask what my favorites are and all that kind of craziness. So here we go. Brace yourself because I have more than 3 tanks. Let me go ahead and put on a filter. I'll just put on favorites. Anytime you do any type of filtering, it'll start giving you some information. And as you can see here, I have favorited 41 tanks out of 336 tanks. If you were to take a look at the tank tree, it's a little easier to kind of get an overview of the tanks, you know, indicated by the check mark, what I have. So I have gone down the path of collecting all the tanks, and it's a disease that I am not ashamed of. So here are all the tanks that I have. In the past, gosh, back in 2014, I sold this guy and sold this guy because back then my whole strategy and situation was so very different. A lot of stories to talk about there. But you can see here, the darkened sections here are the things that I have not even got near. And then you can see I'm at the tier 8, and then, you know, I almost have the whole American line, really. That's kind of cool. And then you can see the Japanese line, kind of an overview there. And don't worry, we'll go through the regular garage section there. Just kind of taking care of the meta, as you kids like to say these days. You know, it's kind of the big picture, the large, the macro view. And then you can see here's the Chinese line, cruising up there. And I'm at the tier 6 and tier 7, and then of course tier 8 respectively. And then moving up to the French, you can see here have all the low tier guys moving up. And I'm stuck at tier 5 for the TDs, and you can see here I need to purchase these guys back up. Boom. Down below, you can see I'm at a tier 5, and who knows, who knows what direction I'll go in to get that last Artie. And then I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go for the 30B first. I don't know. So that is the French line. British line, if you take a look here, got all the lower tier tanks. And I'm over here on the, you can see I'm here at the Archer. Challenger would be next. Achilles there. Crusader. I'm stuck at AT8. I don't really play these tanks. Gosh, so I have a handful that are darkened. The Conqueror is I think that's going to be the next tank I'm going to purchase. So there you go, because the Carnarvon's, you know, he's done for all intents and purposes, and we're just waiting to purchase the Conqueror. So I need to earn some more coins. And then you got the German line here with its 5 quadrillion million tanks, and holy mackerel. So there you go. Tier 4 is the Artie that I'm stuck at there. And then you can see I'm up to tier 6 for the light tank. And all the way up to, well, all the way up to 10 there and 8 here and so on and so forth. Again, I'm able to purchase this if I have the coins. And but Ronin, you have like over 4 million. Yeah, I like to have the equipment, and then you have to pay for the dude if you're going to go that route and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of holding off. And there you go. So looking forward to acquiring these tanks over here, as well as the RU-251. Jumping up to Russia, Mother Russia. Was just recently watching a documentary on. Gosh, since the 1200s, what invaders and wars they were entangled with. Anyways, so here you go. You have the lower tiers jumping up. And you can see I'm stuck at tier 4 for the Artie. KV2, continue to play him because he's super fun. Eventually he'll unlock the tier 7 Artie. And then you can see I'm up here for the tier 7s for TDs. And then Object 416, the T-54, well, light, and then it goes up to the T-54. And I have my heart set on the Object 140 next. Back here, though, stuck at the T-43. Haven't been playing that stuff because I need to knock out the T-44. And then I have the IS-7, IS-4 already. I guess I like heavy tanks. All right, so that was kind of the macro view. And kind of another thing to look at is, so yeah, I do have 336 tanks. That's a true fact. I get that question a lot. I have 100 premium tanks. What? And then if we clear all this thing out, I have 46 slots, so kind of purchase some slots there when they're on 50% sale, and that is what it is. So if we were to go ahead and just slowly, well, I don't know if I should zoom in there. I honestly, I mean, do the math. I mean, if I were to really take some time to talk about each tank, we would be here forever. So while I'm kind of scrolling by here in the background and showing you these tankages here, some of which I did not put my emblem on apparently. Yeah, so you know, what's the state of affairs in World of Tanks right now? My 2 cents is we have this line that's coming out, which is going to breathe some new life into World of Tanks. That is absolutely not a bad thing. Not that the life is petering out of World of Tanks, but I think plateau. We're kind of in a zone within World of Tanks where even though we're getting new things coming out, I feel like the game is kind of stagnating. Not in a bad way, but it's just plateauing. You know, there's a difference. I would go ahead and say that they're putting out too many tanks. Not the new line that's going to be coming out. That's not what I'm referring to. I would go ahead and say that they're offering too many premium tanks. I think they're offering too many premium tanks that are free. I think the choice of premium tanks that they're offering that are free are incorrect. Just my 2 cents. And by the way, if you want to have some fun, go ahead and derp around with this guy here. That could be kind of fun. But, you know, just my 2 cents. I enjoy premium tanks. Obviously, I enjoy the non-premium tanks, obviously. But back in my day and when the game first came out, you know, it's just premium tanks were more special than they are now. I think I think they're just too much. They're just too run-of-the-mill. So I'll just leave it at that. The Dark Horse comic thing, you know, I think it's kind of a cool thing. I enjoy comics. I enjoy stories. And so that's cool. We have these tanks that are coming out from the Dark Horse comics. Well, that kind of falls under the thing I just said about premium tanks. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but less is more. Less is more. I'll leave it at that. We just had we just came off the comic version. Now, the comic version, the visual way in which they were going to show or had the game playing was that everything in the game had that comic look to it. And from an artistic standpoint, yeah, they did a great job. I mean, it looked spot on. It looked like a comic book. That was pretty cool. Suggestion. Not everybody likes that. And just like not everybody likes driving around in toy tanks. Not everybody likes driving around in whatever oddball things they have. The Spectre. Some people like it more than others, and that's wonderful. But having the option, you know, the freedom to choose, that's what we're all about. Having it in Proving Grounds or some sort of side note game similar to the holiday type tank games is the way to go the next time they come out with a comic view of you know, of the game or some type of tweak to it that's pretty major. For some people, they were kind of impaired by the way it looked, threw them off. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of people that are just moaning in general, and I get that, but I would say there's probably a percentage of folks out there that were legitimately impaired by the new look, and if they had something planned, or you know, maybe time's valuable. You know, this game. One of the great things about this game is that we have a very large base of players that come from everywhere. I mean, yes, worldwide, but when I say comes from everywhere. You know, you've got kids that are I don't know, just picking a number. You got these 13-year-old kids. You've got 6-year-old folks. You've got guys. You got girls. You got ex-military, never military, law enforcement, UPS drivers, whatever. You name it. Every walk of life is represented in this game, whether you know it or not. And one of the things that I really like about this game, and yes, some of the positives that you can find in this game can be found elsewhere, but one of the things that really turned me on to this game and continues to bring me to this game is the fact that we have a lot of cool people. I'm talking to you. We have a lot of cool people in this game, and this game is more, and I mean this in a healthy way, mind you, this game is a lot more than just a game for many of us. It seems to be that the demographic for this game is highly mature. And when I say mature, I mean, it's not late 20s, 30s, 40s. It's a different type of game that brings in a different type of audience. And because of that, it comes with its pros and cons, with the folks that are attracted to this game. And it's a really nice mix, especially if you've not, if you're new to this world, the world of tanks. It's a nice mix of, if you like building models, you like customizing, you like the data. These folks that are like fantasy football, fantasy baseball. They like the stats. They love studying stats. This game appeals to them. Folks who just like running around and blowing stuff up. This game appeals to them. Customizing, historical stuff, the social aspect. You can be antisocial in this game, or you can be social in this game. And the variety that this game allows, it's fast enough where it's interesting, but it's not so fast that it's a Twitch game. Not that there's anything wrong with those. I do enjoy my first-person shooters and my Titanfall and that sort of thing. Back in the old days, Counter-Strike beta. But anyways, but this game is, it just seems to be appealing to a mass audience, and they do really, really well with that. So we have a great fan base, a great player base, and on top of that, what's really cool, little TMI, because if you've stuck with me this far, then you're gonna want to hear this. Because I'm just babbling along. You guys don't even have to. In fact, I should even say that in the beginning. If this is not interesting to you, feel free to pass on, because I'm totally not I am not hurt by it at all. I'm just kind of doing this you can't please everyone all the time. You can only please some of the people some of the time. So just cruise along through the tanks as I babble along, throwing out my 2 cents. But this tank, I've met a lot of this tank. This has brought a lot of people together. There are folks that I know that have known each other, not in person, for years, but they've bonded over the multiplayer, the social aspect of having a good time playing games together. It's like shooting hoops in a driveway, right? You just show up to your buddy's house and you just chat and you shoot hoops. It's kind of the same thing. This game also, whether you're being social or not social, has been a nice, God, what's the right word? It's like therapy, I guess, like when something happens and then they tell you, whether it's physical therapy, mental therapy, whatever you want to call it, and they'll say something like, we'll take up a hobby, you know what I mean? And then like someone's doing like jigsaw puzzles, or they're knitting or whatever, right? People do certain things. I don't know, they build a model because it lowers their blood pressure, because they need to lower their blood pressure for health reasons. Pick your metaphor, but these things actually happen in real life. So for some of us, this game came to them just the right time in their life. Maybe they were laid up and all they can do is use their hands and sit in front of a TV and play. And these examples that I'm making up, they're not made up. I know these people. I'm not going to out them because that's ridiculous. But there are folks that literally, this game means different things to different people. And that's always going to have a place in my heart, because, for me too, I'm not going to go TMI on you. It's none of your business. But when I discovered this game, there was a spot that I was at in my life as well where it gave me it was a nice project to kind of get into. And, guess I haven't stopped the project. But I've met some folks and met some lifelong friends, and some people I've met in real life that I didn't know, except for through the game. There's folks that I continually hang out with over the years through multiplayer. And we've gone and done some projects together and that sort of thing. We've created the clan. Friends that are not even in the clan, helped other folks that are YouTubers. I've received help from YouTubers. Got involved with wargaming, being a part of Club Wargaming. Won't go down that whole road, but there's a whole bunch of things that go with that. And there's just a different thing. I'm not here to socialize to let's just hang out and drink beer. It's not that there's anything wrong with it, but with what little time I have, I kind of wanted to have fun, accomplish some things that's just a little bit more than just playing, and we're definitely on our way to doing that. And that's all because this game's pretty fun, but the game is nothing without the people. And the people are you guys. And me guys and you guys. So anyways, just keep up the good work. And what I want to hear from you is, what your thoughts are. Well, in general, I want your thoughts on everything. But, when you post things in the YouTube videos, let me know what you think. Whether it's about what was being said, whether it was about what other people were saying, what's going on in the world of tanks, what you would like to see, whether it's from me, whether it's from the game itself. I mean, this is your opportunity to voice your opinion at all times. And as usual, I promote, good sportsmanship, but good sportsmanship, call it honor, call it karma, call it good vibes. It doesn't matter what the label is. The point is that you're expected to conduct yourself, I would hope, in life. Forget the game. The game is just a sliver of life, but you're expected to conduct yourself with the appropriate manners and respect that you would expect to receive yourself. And so when other people say things that maybe they're wrong, maybe they really are wrong, and you can prove it to them, be cool about it. It doesn't mean you go along with it. I hate that over PC stuff. But what I'm saying is just make sure that you are playing nice with others. That's all. Simple as that. It is okay to disagree. It is okay to agree to disagree. But it's never okay to be a jerk to someone else. That's where mercy comes in. And just because you can stomp on someone doesn't mean you do. Those people, I have opinions on those people, but that's a whole nother issue. So, yeah, I mean, there's folks that are doing real well with themselves. Max Chaos started off as just a fan in the forums, and he eventually moved to Baltimore. I mean, I don't know where he is now. I lost track of him, but he got picked up as an employee. He was brought into the fold as an employee for wargaming. So, it is up to us to make sure that the game and the folks that make up the game continue to stay true to the whole point of this, which is the game is only the game because of the fan base and the people. And what that means is as long as we're having fun, what is that? You build that they will come, right? So if you continue to have fun at this game, guess what? You're going to keep coming back. And part of that fun is also your responsibility to make sure that other folks are having fun too. Now that means absolutely destroy them. Blow them up, ram into them, and of course, drive on top of their heads. But, do so with honor and respect and good sportsmanship. And when you're in the forums, I suggest being a part of that. I need to take more of my own medicine advice. I'm not in the forums as much as I used to be. But, get involved with that. Get involved with, following on Twitter and because World of Tanks, that, console, they have all the social media stuff. Get involved with all of that. See what's going on. Keep in the know. Because your voice is heard. When the comic thing came out, folks were absolutely, and I can't say how many, I don't know that data, but the majority of them were pretty unhappy with the way that the comic view looked. So what they did is they literally pulled the plug several days. I didn't keep track of the exact days. I want to say it was supposed to go through January 8th. And today's January 9th, and gosh, the comic thing was pulled, 3-4 days ago or something? I don't even know. But the point of the story is that they heard you guys, and they heard us, because we're in it together, and they pulled the plug on the comic view. So, They will listen because sadly, the fact of life is that money makes the world go round. It's a sad truth, but it does. And so when it comes to a business, if you want them to listen to you, it comes down to money. And you as a fan represent money to them. And I mean that in a healthy way. It doesn't mean that they look at you as just a dollar or whatever. But if you're unhappy, you're going to vote them out of office by not participating and not purchasing stuff. And so they listen to that. That's one of their fears. Sweet. So anyways, just keep up the good work there. I also like to see, I've been seeing a lot of, maybe it's just, maybe you'll only see what you want to see, but it's pretty cool that, oh God, have you guys seen that movie Pay It Forward, right? It's kind of the same mentality where, you know what, it's not even hard. So you have a good game. I don't even care if a dude totally trashes me and it's like, man, he did so well. He outmaneuvered me and what a great game he played. I'm not bitter about it. I mean, like jokingly, I'm bitter, like, oh man, this sucks. I'm having a terrible game or a terrible night or whatever. But I'm not going to sit there and literally flip out over it. It's a game, right? You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And send the guy a GG, Send folks that are on your team a GG. Send folks that are on the other team a GG. Or say whatever, you want. I'm lazy, so I'm going to put GG, but... although they have the little emoticon things now, and it's kind of fun to send a little thumbs up or whatever. But that's the type of thing that separates you from other people. It's about the choices you make and the behavior that you exhibit and how you conduct yourself. The recent thing here, I have one episode out and have another example that I can and may share with the folks. Regarding the Richard series, I had a little commentary that was very, very interesting. I read all of the commentary, and there's a couple of folks that were highly against it. And I'm not going to go, conspiracy theory, it was them. I don't know. I don't even care. And when I say I don't care, I mean that in a respectful way, meaning everyone's entitled to their opinion as long as you conduct yourself in a respectful way. It's not about what you say sometimes. It's about how you say it. So getting back to that, sometimes we're going to block each other. Sometimes we're going to bump into each other. We do it. I don't know about you. I do it to my friends. I'm not going to say all the time, but it happens. You play enough, things are going to happen. The difference is that are you going to do it to them over and over and over again? That's jerky. That's on purpose. That can be prevented. A new guy who's just making a mistake where he's just totally inept, that you can, and you can recognize the difference between a person who does it on accident and a person who's trolling. And a person who's trolling, I have zero patience for. So the way I look at it is, you're in public, whether I'm walking down the street, whether I go into a business, whether I'm playing an online game, at the basketball court, doesn't matter. Unless I'm in the privacy of my own home, I do not have an expectation of privacy. And what that means is how you conduct yourself in public. It's public. So if you don't want to be called out for being a jerk, don't be jerky. Pretty simple. But if you're going to have folks that are going to whine about it or whine about that sort of thing, well, that goes back to a whole nother social discussion about folks being raised to take responsibility for their own actions. And that's a whole nother talk show. And I'm going to have to try to pay. So moving on from that. And as far as the calling someone out, again, like I said, and this is my opinion, and the beauty of it is you can completely disagree and I'll still like you. Who cares? It's all good, right? We're just chatting. But if someone is going to act like a fool, they're going to troll you. It sucks. They're affecting you. They're affecting the whole team. They're affecting the community. But you know what, though? When they're called out, I think that there is nothing wrong with calling them out. And you're just pointing out, hey, look what this schmuck did. They had ample opportunity to apologize. They had ample opportunity to stop their own behavior. They chose not to. So as a public service announcement, if you see these folks, it's kind of like a social responsibility. It takes a village to raise, right? Well, back in the old days, towns were so small. Well, if you were acting foolish, you were stealing or vandalizing or being a jerk in class, everyone knew about it. And so your parents or whoever's in charge of you is going to have pretty much two options: either completely let you run wild and continue doing it, and face the rest of the society kind of browbeating you, saying, "Come on, man, that's not cool," and they're going to ostracize you. And this is cross culturally, right? I mean, they're going to shun you, and that's the next extreme. But they're going to let you know in one cultural way or another that your behavior is not okay, or the folks that you are in charge of is not okay. So what we're doing here, there's a difference between what is it called? Naming and shaming, or shaming and naming, or whatever. Yeah, if you're just gonna just go around and like, this guy sucks and he doesn't know how to play, that's different. That's not cool. Let's kick a puppy while we're at it. But if a person is going to be completely not cool, they need to be held responsible. And that if they've done it to you, statistically, mathematically speaking, if they've done it to you, they've probably done it to someone else. And until you stand up to bullying or trolling or whatever synonym you want to put on it, the folks are going to continue doing it. Ha ha ha, look what I can do. So you can either take part in it or not. All I would suggest, request, advise is conduct yourself in a way that is appropriate when calling folks out, I guess it's kind of like the road rage thing, right? Someone cuts you off. You can tell them, yeah, you're a jerk, whatever. But then you're not going to sit there and chase them to their house and like block them in their driveway or jump out of the car and start punching their face. I mean, if that happens, you've got issues. That's too much. But whatever. So I'm kind of curious as I'm scrolling through these tanks. I get different requests. Hey, can you do a review on this tank, or can you do some gameplay on that tank? I'm really curious to see what tanks do you guys, find are rare or that you don't see a lot. What tanks do you want to get? Do you aspire to? What tanks do you think are utter garbage? What tanks do you think are really, really good tanks for you, or even for others? And you just haven't played it, but you just find that they're just really good when they go against you, and so on and so forth. Because the bottom line is I learn as much from you as you learn from others. Notice I didn't say you learn anything from me. Because there's so much of this game. I'm learning stuff all the time. And to be honest, I don't even try to I'm not going to make flashcards and quiz my friends on what's the concealment rating of the so-and-so tank. I mean, that's cool. I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons too, but I'm not going to sit there and quote the monster manual to other people. I mean, that's cool if you can. I have to go look it up. I can't keep all that in my head. I'm busy, doing other stuff. So, anyways, so let me know, because I learned from you guys, and we learned from each other. I can't tell you, when I first got into this game, and probably a lot of you guys are in the same boat. Maybe that's how you stumbled upon my my channel of crazy whatever averageness. I come across a tank. I mean, how do you play a turretless TD? I don't know. I just started playing this game, or I've never gone up that line, or I've tried it and I super suck at it. So what I would do is I'd watch videos. I would ask my friends. I mean, I would go on the forums. I would read other people's posts. And it's really cool that the majority of the folks that are in this game, they're not hiding secrets from you. They will give advice. This is the order of crew skills and perks. This is the crew skills and perks that I use. This is the equipment that I use. This is my ammunition loadout. I mean, they tell you over and over there's ample opportunity to become better at this game, and you can be as casual a player or as competitive or serious a player that you want to be in this game. And I think that's another thing that is the beauty of World of Tanks, is that it doesn't just pigeonhole you into you must be this type of player or it sucks. Your experience in this game can be everything from do proving grounds all day long, if that's what you want to do tier 2 games all day long, do tier 10 games all day long. Who cares? I mean, you can do arty, you can do scouting. There's enough variety in one game, yet you're still all on the same playing field, pun not intended, that it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Not a fanboy, not trying to just, if something sucks, I will tell you it sucks. Ooh, that just reminded me. Let me tell you what sucks. Well, it's sort of positive note is that they stopped doing, well, at least temporarily, right? The rollout of the tiered, tanks and stuff. I want they give you the most expensive one first, and then they cause you to wait a week or whatever it is, and then you get the next tank opportunity several days later, several weeks later, and so on and so forth. I don't think that's cool. They've done away with, I'm not saying officially, I'm not saying permanently, but they've done away with the, I call it pay to win. I mean, anytime I can purchase something that can't be earned, and well, premium tanks can't be earned. Now that's different because they're subpar. They're not OP to a non-premium tank. And with that said, getting back to the skills and perks that would come with the Black Horse comic tanks, they did it like 3 times. Are they make or break? Are they uber powerful skills? No, but the point is, for a collector, for a player, I just don't like it. You're either free to play or you're not. You either pay to win or you're not. Don't something that it's not. It is one or the other. And be proud. If you're pay to win, be proud. Say you're pay to win. So they've pushed the limits on that. They haven't jumped the shark yet. Post if you have a clue where that saying came from and what I'm talking about. But they haven't jumped the shark yet, meaning they haven't screwed the pooch and gone over the hump to the point where they've made choices that it now sucks. The game sucks permanently, non-repairable. It's done. I'm no longer going to participate. So, they haven't gone that far, but they definitely listen to stuff like that because I know I make my voice known. I skip a few channels and talk straight into the Club Wargaming and talk to a few folks. I don't want to name drop because that sounds kind of like whatever, lame. But the point is, there's a few folks, I don't abuse it, but there's a few folks that, I can whisper some things to and see what I can learn and see what I can push. Because what I do is I tell them, I say, hey, these are what my guys are telling me. This is what I'm hearing. This is what the voices from the trenches. And they don't just take what I say. I mean, obviously they read the forums and they listen to what other people are saying and they bring the whole thing together. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That was a walkthrough. What I say it is 330 tanks? I don't know. 336 tanks. We're at 32 minutes. It went really fast. You got a very short glimpse. But that's just kind of my 2 cents, just kind of chatting with you again, just a random babblement. I'll say it in the beginning and I'll say it now. If the garage talk is not your type of thing, totally not hurt. Just skip it. But make sure that you do find something you like within the world of my channel and let me know what it is so I can make more of them. I enjoy hanging out with you guys and I really hope that I bump into you on the battlefield. All right? So you take it easy and I'll catch you later. Now, where did my crew go off to? Oh, I see. There they are. Okay, girls, tell them who they are if they're receiving this transmission.
You are one of the 47 Ronin. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.